Hey Leo, welcome to your June love reading for 2018. I'm Eriu and welcome to Eriu Tarot Readings. As always, you're very welcome here. To my old subscribers, how are you all? I'm so sorry I couldn't get to you the last few months and I hate not having consistency with things, but life is just kind of changing and I need to kind of take care of a lot of stuff. So I'm here for you now though. I'm always here for you, but I'm here now with you for June for your love reading. And to my new subscribers, you're also very welcome here as well. So if this doesn't resonate, don't worry, check out your moon and rising sign videos, as I always say. And it being a general reading, it's not going to fully resonate. So that's cool. This is not gender specific whatsoever, and this is also for singles and couples, all right? Oh, and that's, no, that's, yeah, are some of you, I hope not. Let's have a look for your June reading. I'm going to take out a card for the end of the reading that will indicate the overall energy and also your outcome. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Interesting. Right on. He fell out actually just before I pressed record. Okie doke. Okay. Leo, it's interesting because I just did Sag and they got those three cards there. Not in that order. These two in the order, but this one was completely different. So let's have a look at your recent past in love. Okay, so some of you recently, or even to 3-4 months ago, even two will say, because it's a Two of Cups, some of you have felt that you met someone that kind of got it, that kind of got you, that got your energy, got your vibe. It was very easy, it was familiar in a really nice ways, really nice meeting of the minds, but also a meeting of emotions. Okay, so it's the same emotional wavelength between the two of you, and this is real nice. This is very nice. Whoa, let me just check this out. Okay, right, so there's a bit of an issue that I'm seeing, and again, this does not need to be for everyone, but this is what I'm seeing and hearing quite loudly, is that this was really nice and lovely, and then you kind of took a step back because there's someone in your life that either you've known for years or you were with years ago and is still a friend to you, that may be acting or like the Queen of Swords. This could be a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, does not need to be any of those signs in particular, but has those energies. So very chatty, very bubbly, very flighty, kind of always looks like they're just, when they walk past you feel this gust of wind, right? It's kind of like that. That's how my mom, she's a Leo, I'm a Libra, that is how she will describe me, that she might not know, she might not see me, but she'll feel me because a gust of wind goes by. This is kind of like this person may also travel a lot, maybe that's why you don't see them as much, but this didn't fully develop, did it, because of this person. Now again, we have a Queen of Swords, doesn't mean that it has to be female, not at all. I'm having a slight issue here. Normally for me this card is a Libra. Again, doesn't have to be, but I think this person is a little bit too dominant in your love areas, Leo. They have a bit of a strong influence over you, and it could be because you both have maybe even grown up together or just spent a lot of time together, or you value this person and their opinion, but what I'm feeling is actually they're a bit too dominant and this may not have fully come to fruition because of this person. That's what I'm hearing. And I don't normally get third party vibes a lot of the time, but I tell you something, she's making sure she's present. She's looking straight at you, or she's looking straight at me, and she's making sure you know. And the problem with that is, I think it's because of her influence, or this person's influence, that may have not allowed this to go much further. And I feel like there may have been a few things that this person may have you know, ever so gently planted the seeds in of doubt, and that made you retract slightly for some reason, and that's not like you. That is not like you at all. But the Four of Pentacles is all about keeping your own independence, making sure nobody can get in, making sure nobody can get out as well, and also just keeping yourself to yourself, not revealing yourself enough. And I think if that is the case, then that may have been another reason as to why this, did you just like let this float out, like fizzle out? It's not even, there's no conversation of, you know, oh, I guess we should kind of stop doing this. You just kind of stopped texting or talking. Why? Because this doesn't, like, Two Cups is a beautiful card to have in the Minor Arcana, and to not kind of let that grow is a bit of a shame. But I think it's because this person has had influence on you. Now, it's interesting, for your recent past, you came up as a Page of Pentacles. So a lot of you could have a lot of earthly energy in your chart as well. I'm feeling a lot of earth lately, especially for June in regards to these videos that I'm doing. A lot of signs are having a lot of earthly energy and getting very practical when it comes into love, which, yes, is lovely, and you need to do that. However, too much practicality, it loses the essence then of what love really is, doesn't it? It just kind of, it stomps on it. It's like standing on a balloon. Why would you ever want to stand and burst that little bit of happiness? It's because it's practical. It's going to deflate in the end. Yeah, but enjoy it while you have it. This person, I feel like, got in the way. I don't know, for some of you that I'm hearing, it's a cousin, maybe even a mother, but it's a younger figure for the majority of you. And in turn, what you did then was took your pentacle and walked on by. This is very much, this person's very much creating a boundary there between, interestingly enough, you and your future. All right, so what's coming in from that then? You go and you take your pentacle, that's this Page of Pentacles, you go and take it, you're like, no, I'm not going to give it to just anyone, I'm going to hold on to a little bit longer, and you reflect. So you start to do that in June as well. You start to reflect on maybe in some past experiences that you've had with people romantically, and you're kind of questioning what you want and what you don't want, and what actually works for you and what doesn't work for you. Now, it's lovely to see the Hermit here, which has come up so many times so far. It's a Virgo card, again, more earth energy. And so you're trying to be very practical in your approach and like kind of how to figure out what it is that you want in love, or like how you want love to be for you as the individual. So you're taking kind of your own energy. It's nice because you take the Page of Pentacles here, and what you do is you create a light out of it. And you let it shine, and you let that guide you, and you're kind of doing your own inner research, which is actually a very nice thing to have. Now, also, I want to say to you that be aware that in this particular card, there's a certain amount of loneliness. And yes, that's the Hermit in general, it's self-explanatory, but I'm feeling a little bit more loneliness than needs to be with this particular card. And there's the questioning of what works and what doesn't. So some of you must be really, the 5 is hidden in the center here, even though this is another major arcana, and it's saying, well, geez, what actually works these days? Because I don't get it. And you know what, I agree with you, Leo, I don't get it. The rules have changed, the goalposts are being moved constantly, but you're also thinking, like, really, well, long-term relationships, short-term relationships, any relationships romantically, do they work? Like marriage, how does that work? You're kind of questioning all these things, and you're kind of at a crossroads in love life as to like, well, what is the best step for me to take next? Bloody well don't know. Because if it was supposed to work, could have worked with this one, and then I didn't let it work, and now I have to go inwards again and try and recuperate myself. So the Hierophant comes in, again, as I keep saying, another major arcana. And I think it's Taurus energy. I always forget the Hierophant. I think it is Taurus energy, which again is earth energy. So you've got so much earth and water going on with you now. And you're kind of questioning whether or not it all works. And by it, I mean the institutions that are governing, say, love, which we talk about, which is, religious factors. And obviously then, I mean, this ties into it for a lot of people, but relationship contractual factors, which are marriage, right? Okay, anything by law. So you're questioning whether or not this all works. You're also questioning whether or not you want it, because some of you may feel like you should have that by now, you should be there by now, I just really freaking want it now. But you're going, but I don't have it. So where am I going wrong? It's not even you questioning what it is that you're doing as a person. It's more about the world that we're living in at large, and how love is working or not working, or how love is misleading, or how love is very much disposable. This is a very important time for you in June to get yourself back on track, because I can feel you kind of just waver, like kind of falling in and out of this kind of consciousness of love and the rules, and trying and getting annoyed at it and then being not annoyed. And this is a moment for you to kind of like walk through the fire a little bit with regards to what you, I keep saying, what you really want. And even if it's a case that you want old school fashion love and you feel like you can't get it in this world, this is saying if you want it, you can get it. Yes, it is a question that you need to question a bit more of whether or not those institutions are actually still quite successful, and whether or not you can get that. But this is saying if you want it, you can. So it's about you emotionally getting back in touch with yourself, and that's nice because I see the King of Cups coming up here. King of Cups is all about the love, all about the love, and I just love him in general. Again, doesn't have to be male, it can be female as well. But this is someone who is so in touch with their emotions and how their emotions carry them towards things, and how their emotions can either be of benefit or of detriment. But more importantly, the King of Cups is about your emotional well-being at its purest, at its highest, because he will never let his cup go on full. He will always have that filled to the brim, and when it spills over, that's when he gives it to someone. So you're going to be walking through June saying, do you know what, scrap all this crap. Let's get back to basics. Let's get back to what real love is. I want this. I have a cup and it is worthwhile, and that's how I'm going to move forward. Now what's really nice about that, which I'm sensing off him in this particular reading, and that he's moving forward with it and direct, but there is a softness to it, and there's a calmness, and there's a gentleness. Now coming into the end of the month, you've got 7 of Cups and 5 of Cups, so you kind of get a little bit emotionally overwhelmed, right? So I was going to say Libra. Leos, your default setting is fire. Your default setting is being direct, honest, open, to the point, optimistic. So it's not that you don't hold emotion, actually quite the opposite, you do, but it's not your initial filter. So you go through the fire first and foremost, and then you go through the other settings of earth, of air, and of water, depending on what placements are in your chart, okay? So this is kind of like you deciding to go emotionally into something, and yet it kind of actually overwhelms you. And you're not quite sure. You're going, do you know what, I know I'm going to move forward, and this is going to want to do, and this is what I want to be. And then all of a sudden there's a little bit of confusion. Now for some of you, it may be a case that you have actually a lot of offers and you just don't know which one to go for. And they all kind of look like they have their own thing. They have their own vibe. They're their own people. They're very much individualistic compared to one another. And you're kind of like, oh, this is actually a lot. Some of you may be going online dating, and that's when you're just like one after the other messages being sent to you, and you getting all... Sorry guys, my video just went off. Yes, so 7 of Cups. You might just feel really emotionally overwhelmed, and you might feel like there's a lot of arrows being shot your way of people that are interested, and you're like, do you know what, this is a bit much. And then for a lot of you, it's just not quite sure where to go next. What is the avenue? Yes, you've chosen to be more emotionally open, but how do I do this, and how do I find connections? And what I don't want you to lose hope and faith in what's happening in June. Because I know, I could see some of you will, and I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to look back and go, missed opportunities, or I picked the wrong ones. It's all trial and error. You have to kiss all those frogs. Some people are very lucky that they don't have to, but many of us do, and that's just the process, and that's how we learn of what we want and what we don't want, which is exactly what you did here. So let's not cry over the things that we can't control. Let's not cry over the things that are in the past, but more so turn around and look forward to the options that are available to us. That is the 5 of Cups. That is what it's saying. Yes, these cups have been kicked over, and it's sad, and it's spilled, and we're crying over it, and it's not a good time. But look, there's 2 cups behind you. So it's about being perseverance throughout this, and maybe not allowing yourself to be as emotionally affected by these moments that you have with people, and just recognize it as energies coming in and out of your life for whatever reason that they may be. So keep the faith. I feel that there's a lot of deep stuff going on with you for June. Yes, and I just kind of, this person who I spoke about before, I'm not saying that they're bad people, but what I will say is just be aware of what they do when they do it. Yes, because sometimes people that are close to us in our lives want us to stay with them, even if it's not romantic, but just stay at the level that we're at. And you're not there, Leo. You're past that. Right, let's see the overall energy for you. Okay, 7 of Rods. Right, I knew this felt intense and heavy. Because the 7 of Rods is all about battling things. Well, 6 of Rods really is all about battles as well. And it's like, oh no, apologies, not 6, 5 of Rods. It's all about fighting a good fight. Feeling like you have to fight for the things that you want. But in more so than normally, because you're looking at it thinking everyone else gets to have this and why can't I? And having to fight against what you believe in, what you like, what you don't like, what you'll put up with, what you won't put up with. And just people having different perspectives. But it coming to boiling point where you're all just, you know what? shit's going to hit the fan, gloves come off, let's roll. Like, that's exactly what it is. Now, Seven of Rods is elevating yourself out of that, and you're seeing it from a different perspective. You see that people have their opinions, and that is good, and it's nice that they give them to you. However, you hold your own rod. You hold yourself in higher regard, and you say, yeah, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that advice, but I'm just not interested. This is what I want. So this is you coming out of this. I get you're going to have to feel like you're fighting against a few things or just hitting a few brick walls in June love-wise, but I want to tell you it's all for your growth, it's all for your benefit, so that you can come to the stage where you stand upright, and no matter what anyone says and no matter what anyone does or tries to insinuate, like this person here, like this Queen of Swords, that it won't affect you as much. So letting stuff roll off you. And I see that you're going in different areas that aren't necessarily areas you'd go in order to figure this out, but that's all part of it. It's just when you dive, as Leos, when you dive in, you dive in. You go like, you're in it. And you're in it for the good times, you're in it for the bad times, when shit hits the fan, when it's all rosy and golden. I get it. But it's okay for you to go through this, because this is where you're elevating to yourself now in June, all right? Oh, Leo, I hope this helped you in some way. To my singles and my couples, this has been your June love reading. I really do hope it brought some clarity. At least you know the obstacles of what's coming in and how to deal with them, yeah? And how to kind of keep yourself level and sane. If you dig what I do, please like and leave a comment and subscribe. That would be lovely. Also, if you'd like a private reading with myself, you can certainly have one. My email address is below this video, and you can email me directly, where I'll give you my price list and my services as well. Leo, have a beautiful June. I will see you shortly, very shortly, I promise, in July. You take care. Bye-bye.